If you've been trying to lose weight with PCOS and nothing's been working, this video is a great starting point for you. No crash diets, just real strategies that help support your hormones and your metabolism. PCOS and weight loss can be a hard thing, and if you feel like you've tried everything and nothing has worked, I have been there. I have tried every crash diet that there is out there. I swear. Because nothing worked from what I thought was normal or what I should be doing until I found these real strategies that actually work. If you have PCOS and you feel like it is harder to lose weight, you're not imagining it, you're not lazy, you are not broken. Your body just works differently. So what's going on in our bodies with PCOS? I'll explain a little bit. There are lots of driving factors for PCOS, but one of the main ones is insulin resistance. This just means that your body is not using insulin properly. So you end up storing more fat than using it, especially around your belly, and you're hungrier more often. Those cravings, I know I had them, and they're rough. You think you have willpower, but those cravings get you every time. When your insulin is high, it can just increase other hormones, especially testosterone, which can lead to more stubborn weight, more cravings, higher fatigue levels, and mood swings. Fun combo, right? I'm sure you felt all of those things all at once. I know I have. So everyone else seems to just lose weight by cutting soda, walking more. But the reality with PCOS, we just need to be more intentional about what we eat, especially when it comes to hormones and blood sugar balance. The good news is there are ways that we can work with our body instead of against it. So the rest of the video, I'm going to talk about that, and starting with blood sugar balance. When your blood sugar is balanced more, you will get less cravings, way better energy, and the fat loss will be a little bit more consistent than it was before. Things you need to focus on to have better blood sugar balance. You want to You want to pair every carb with protein, fat, and fiber. Don't just eat carbs alone. It will spike that blood sugar, and it will just send your body into chaos. And it's really not that hard. To start with, maybe it's hard, but once you get into the groove of it, it's super easy just to swap out certain foods to just give you a more balanced diet. Okay, for example, I grew up on cereal every morning and probably a lot for dinner as well. So let's start with cereal. Add non-fat Greek yogurt and put some berries on top. That is a well-balanced meal. You do want to watch the sugar level on the cereals because a lot of cereals have tons of sugar. So watch that. You want to stay, I would say, like 5 grams per serving or less for sure. Don't go above 5 grams of sugar. Or instead of cereal, you can do eggs, toast, and put some avocado on top with some everything but the bagel seasoning. Yummy. Okay, a simple way to do that is to build your plate. I'll show you that. Let me grab a plate. Okay, so this is normally what I would eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner on. But I'm gonna show you on this plate how you can build your plate for a successful meal. Okay, you wanna divide it in half. This side should be high fiber things, like beans, legumes. You can do veggies, fruit, anything that's high fiber. You probably want this section right here to be your protein source. This section right here, you want carbs. It's okay to have carbs. Carbs are good. But you want to pick a carb that is going to digest slowly. So whole grains, sweet potatoes are low on the glycemic index. Potatoes, those are high on the glycemic index, which will just spike your blood sugar. And this section right here is for some sort of fat. So that could be the fat from meat. It could be a little bit of butter on your veggies if you absolutely love that, or olive oil, roasted veggies are my favorite. So good. Hopefully this helps. So recap on the plate. Veggies, fruits, fiber. Protein, a little bit of fat. Usually it can come from your protein, or like I said, I roast veggies a lot, so I usually use olive oil. which would cover the fat content. And then carbs that take a long time to digest. That's how you build your plate. Just know, you can eat carbs, just don't eat them. I call it naked. So don't eat just a carb by itself. You gotta always pair it with something good. Another thing I wanna talk about that helps with blood sugar balance is fiber and protein. Backstory, 10 years ago, I first started my health journey, and all I really worried about was getting protein in. My protein sources were just like protein bars and protein shakes, so not very good. And okay, wait, it's fine. It's just not fine every single day, day in and day out, because my gut health was not good. Okay, I was bloated like 5 days a week, so uncomfortable, couldn't go number 2. Recently, I've been really focusing on protein and fiber. Oh boy, do I see a massive difference in my gut health. So, learn from my mistakes. Always do real fiber, real food fiber. Fruits, veggies, whole grains, chia seeds, all great sources of fiber. And the cool thing about fiber is it helps reduce insulin spikes. So when you eat something with fiber, it won't go way up. It will kind of stay at a more stable level, which is so helpful. It helps with your hormones, and it helps keep you full, which when you're trying to lose weight, you do have to be in a calorie deficit. And I'm not meaning like eating 1,000 calories a day, just a slight calorie deficit. It will help to keep you more full. That's a tongue twister. It will help keep you more full for longer, which is nice when you do have to eat just a little bit less than what you normally would. Protein. Everyone loves protein. I feel like the whole fitness industry loves protein, talks about protein. It is such a big industry. Protein, you always want to get protein in, but get it with fiber as well. Protein helps stabilize blood sugar, helps increase your metabolism, and it helps build muscle. And that will also increase your metabolism. Some easy tips that I always do. So before, when I made a protein shake, it would just be a protein shake, like just protein and milk. But now I add fruit, there's some fiber. I add chia seeds, there's some fiber. I add some spinach, there's some fiber and some veg. It tastes good and is way healthier for you. Lots more micronutrients within that shake than just a protein shake. Next, do you need to be in a calorie deficit? Yes, you do. That is, I don't want to say one of the only ways you can lose weight, but it is tried and true way to lose weight. You have to be in a calorie deficit. And again, when I say calorie deficit, it does not mean eat 1,000 calories a day. What it means is you find your maintenance and you go maybe 250 to 500. 500 calorie deficit is a little bit more aggressive. 250 is probably where you want to be at, or maybe even 300. The more consistent you are, you get more results. So it's a long game. It is not a quick fix. It shouldn't be a quick fix. And with PCOS, it may take a little bit longer because sometimes I feel like your body needs to adjust to what you're doing. It just takes a little bit longer, but it can happen. It has worked for me and it has worked for clients that I've worked with. Why you don't want to be in an extremely low calorie, it just works against you. It will just increase your cortisol levels, which will increase fat storage, which will just create more chaos in your body with your hormones way out of whack. You cannot go low. You have to stay just slightly low. You have to eat enough to support your hormones, which your hormones are already out of whack. So you have to eat enough to make sure that they stay at a good level. Track with awareness. I think it is good at the beginning to really know what you're putting in your body, because then you can know the difference between carbs, fats, and proteins and what food has more. People always say peanut butter is a good protein source. Yes, it is, but it also has more fat than a lot of good lean protein sources have. So I think it's so important to track what you eat, but don't be obsessive about it. Just remember, movement, nutrition, and consistency over a long period of time will work better for you than a perfect week. Okay? It's okay if you eat wrong one day. Don't let it get in your head. Just keep being consistent. Perfection is not the goal. The journey is the goal. The consistency is the goal. The discipline is the goal. Focus on those things. Some days will be good. Some days will be bad. Some hours will be good. Some hours will be bad. Don't let it tank your whole day. Don't let it tank your whole week. Just keep going. Okay, recap. Focus on blood sugar balance, focus on protein and fiber, and focus on balanced meals. Remember, consistency is the game winner. And the hard truth, and I don't like saying it out loud because it does suck to hear, and I hate hearing it too, but PCOS progress is slower than maybe your friend or your husband or your partner. But just remember, progress is progress. Even if it is slow, if you don't give up, you're just gonna go back into your bad habits, and then your body's gonna be way out of whack. For your health, just stay consistent. All these things you can focus on once you get used to it are super simple. And once you get your blood sugars in balance, your cravings will be better, you'll feel more in tune with your body, and things will just fall into place. I will say, one thing recently that I've put into my routine that I feel like has helped with blood sugar balance and my cravings has been Inositol. I've talked about Inositol in another video. I'll link it in the comments. So if you want to look at that video is kind of important of how I have lowered my testosterone naturally and have kind of figured out my body. If you guys want to follow along, subscribe to my channel. The next video I'm going to do is going to be talking about PCOS myths with nutrition, keto, gluten and dairy free, anti-inflammatory diets, all of those things I'm sure you've heard circling around the internet. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you learned some good things. And I have struggled a lot with PCOS, but I feel like lately it has been a game changer for me for what I have found out. If you're struggling, I feel your pain, leave a comment. I'd love to help support you along your journey because that's what we do here. We support each other. Because life is hard already as it is. So let's make it easier on all of us and support each other.